Thank you for tuning in today's episode of the Immigration Diaries. I do hope that this year will be a prosperous one for you. On today's episode of Immigration Diaries, I will just share with you a recent experience I had, which reminded me the value of making your network connections and to have the focus in mind that not to underestimate their value and not to only have a one-sided view of your network connection experience. Always look on how you can help your network connection than how they can help you. Recently, while I was going through the daunting experience of trying to switch jobs, which really broke me both mentally and physically and emotionally, I went to Access Employment's one of their events, and I made in the hope of increasing on my network connections and to make more fruitful ones that could guide me along the career path I had chosen. Now, in going to that event, I made a few connections and I never waste an opportunity. So that's another tip for you. Never waste an opportunity to share your contacts with someone else. Always have the viewpoint that you can do something to help them as well. And I did that at this event. I shared my contacts, and then a few months later, um, we connected also on LinkedIn, and later on in the year of 2019, after I had made a switch to working with Tangerine, I got a message from one of these connections, and they needed a referral for one of the positions also within Tangerine, and I was able to reciprocate and paid for it and help that person to get referred for the position. Now that reminded me as well to I felt really glad that I was able to help her, and I felt reminded of the fact that even in these experiences, as you're making your connections, you might think, okay, on the only premise that what can this person do to help me? And a lot of times when we're doing our job search, we get so lost in the moment, we forget that we can also help others to move forward in their career. So I chose to use that to kind of help me keep motivated, to keep moving, even distract myself at times. So always bear that in mind. It's good to use those moments and to see how best you can help others, even as you are struggling in the similar experience. Because she was also struggling along with me, and it turns out a few months later my luck changed for the better, and I was able to help her. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that it will motivate you to change your perspective if it hasn't been changed already. See how always bear in mind that all of your connections, they are worth in their fruit and value. They're not worthless. So never believe that, okay, since the person is struggling along with you, they can't help you because they're not in a position to refer you. But you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. They could get hired and into an organization you've been trying to get into for years. So in on that premise, you need to keep your mind open. You need to be willing to help others. You need to be willing to see that the world from different perspectives and not only one. And I hope that saying this in this episode or sharing this experience with you will motivate you to do the same. I do hope if you're still struggling, my comment or advice to you is to not give up. As a verse in the Bible or scriptures, I will quote. I love this verse, Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, saith the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. And that is what I pray for you all for this year, that the Lord will bless you with hope and a future. Thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful year.